Hello, welcome back to Nadia's Notes. Happy to see you. This is day 2 without my friend, and I went as his plus one to a party that he RSVP'd to with another friend of his. That was a great event. I got there, I was feeling anxious, I have social anxiety, and I said to myself, like, you don't just feel anxious and like you don't know what to do. Start talking to people because Dima would love you to do that. He'd be proud of you for doing this. Dima, my friend who died, if you watched the first video, would also be very proud of me for filming this, for wearing what I'm wearing, which is more exciting than I usually wear, and for trying to express myself. I think it's so super duper important to be oneself because we're created in the image of God with personality and individuality, and to be exactly who we were created to be. And nothing makes God happier or us happier or the world happier than us being able to be ourselves. And I think that Dima tried to live that. He tried to be his best. He tried to cure what ailed him. He was striving. And no matter the setbacks that he experienced, he would keep going. So I'm doing this for you. And little did we know when I started writing a book of poetry for you, one poem at a time, and then it turned into a book, that this would be the outcome, meaning, or that we would both be dealing with this so soon after. You so much loved the fact that someone deemed you important enough to write about you. It brought you so much joy and pleasure and a sense of worth. And what's interesting, and this is exactly what Judeo-Christian traditions talk about, is that when we do for others, so I was writing poetry for Dima, we end up feeling good about ourselves, because I've never had an experience where the way I speak through poetry was received so meaningfully, where someone really treasured every word that was written for them, where it mattered to them, and where they really appreciated the effort, the passion, the desire, the authenticity. Those are all adjectives, but like really just appreciated that that is what I had to give. And he was able to receive it. And so my giving made me feel that this gift for word, for poetry that God has imbued me with mattered. And also, it allowed us to create a relationship of mutual support. So, like, for Dima to know that I see him, or even let's say if it wasn't exactly how he saw himself, it's how I saw him. And so then him caring about being seen made me feel seen and really needed. So I wish that everyone watching is able to find in some way to contribute, how to contribute to another person's life, and that they will get the same back in the way that they need. And I think there's no greater and deeper joy than being able to connect to one another, share authentically, share with love, approach with care if possible, and also, accept our humanity, which is a state of imperfection, a true imperfection, and brokenness because we're surrounded by each other's brokenness and the jagged edges that we all have cut us. And then the other jagged edges that cut us are already things that have been programmed into us, but by our childhoods and our childhood experiences, where unkind words or deeds or bullying for some or immigration for others or everything in between, abuse, neglect, misunderstandings, all those things, when they fall upon a child's soul, cut very deeply, cut a lot of children very deeply. And so then, because those are our initial experiences with reality, human reality teaches us what godly reality is, right? In a way, because we're born and we assume this is what it is, and how we're treated by others shows us what kind of a world this world is. And so then the pain that we experience as we're growing up and as we get older, and sometimes the struggles that people have quite often are internal jagged edges. So places or the caused by or become internal jagged edges where the hurt that we've experienced that has not been healed, the pain that was inflicted for which we received no apologies, become points of bleeding pain. And until we heal those, and Dima was trying in every possible way to heal them, until we heal them, we're not shalom, we're not whole, we're not at peace, and we're wounded. So for everyone who is wounded, if you're even a little inclined, maybe go stop by church, talk to a priest, talk to a rabbi, talk to a friend, someone you trust, sometimes even a stranger, if you feel that they might be kind. Talk to a therapist, reach out to a phone line of some kind that can help in the moment. That happened to me. I was reading a book during COVID about trauma, The Body Keeps the Score. And the moment that I realized that I had trauma, because for the longest time I didn't really know what ailed me, didn't have a word for it, I started reaching out to, I guess, a trauma hotline online. And I was too shy to call, so I kept texting them. And one time they couldn't even answer back through texts, and I kept texting, waiting until 3 a.m. Then I went back to sleep and continued the next day. And that was part of the beginning of my healing journey. So if you're in need of healing, please know that there are resources available. Just go online, search for whatever you think ails you, and see if there's a hotline that serves people. They know there's a suicide prevention line, there's a trauma hotline, something like that. And please utilize that so that you could find, with the help of other people, healing. Thank you.